And then we shot the river, and I was to later find out that I almost died 4 times. I think I found out on the last day. I almost died 4 times, but I don't know, between the writers and whoever in the rooms felt like, I
keep it going.
Don't kill this guy.
What up, fam? How you guys doing? You already know what it is. We're at the PodHouse, and this is your favorite room. We're about to have another young conversation. Today's guest, special to me personally, because I've got a fellow Pitorian in the house, and not just a Pitorian. Kitswere Bugzito, Libanzila Pitori,
012, Bugzito. Me mas again.
Fede.
Long time, dog.
Yes,
Yo, kala mabra.
Yeah, was can expose.
Long time, man. Sharp, we'll leave it there. Long time.
Was can jump says.
Good to see you.
That's good to see you too.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming through to the pod, man. Thank you for coming through to the pod. It's awesome to have you here.
Yeah.
Before, let me even jump straight into it. So, last night, better research. I'm trying to see or know what's Bugzito been up to.
Yeah.
So before we get into the acting side of things, let's start with the music.
Yeah.
Because now for me personally, that's where
that's even what brought us together in the first place. Yeah.
So the artistic side, Bugzito. We're not Bugzito, ne? Kaupola like from, because Bugzito kimfana Pitori.
012.
Pitori.
Jefferson.
Who's got Denville, ne?
Denville, 386.
One was the Nanigilmo West Park, so.
Yeah, 3860183.
Come on!
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so glad that Bugzito. You guys are going to hear a lot of Pitori slang. Get used to it. In the comments, ask when you get lost. We'll give you translations. We'll give you translations. Bugzito, when did you discover, no man, this music thing is something that I can do?
The do part is tricky because I remember I just grew up loving a lot of kwaito music. And me, I was a kwaito head, dog, like through and through. And then there's a homie who introduced me to Tupac.
Tupac.
And this homie introduced me to Tupac, and I think he then started challenging me to, like, write. And that's, I think that's when the bug bit me. Hey, this thing. Yeah, But I remember initially I did have the thought of wanting to be in the music space. It was more TKZ, Tumasilela, Yeah, but then after the Pac bug hit me, then the consciousness started to, because now, again, obviously, Pac, you got introduced by listening to Hit 'Em Up, you know what I'm saying? But after some time, you start listening to things like Dear Mama, Crazy, Unconditional Love.
You see a
so
different
many
side
tears.
of Pac.
So with that now, the consciousness starts changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now you get to experience a deep sense of humanity that you never thought existed in music. And I think now even worse with hip hop, because initially we're like, West Side, And then, but West Side also kind of like takes you to like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, But Pac, Joe, he just hit different. And then ever since that became that, then even musically, then my taste now I became a Bob Marley lover with time. Even with Kwaito, then I became more of a Zola 7 kind of guy. Like even now, I'm even listening to Fela Kuti and those.
Come on.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now, But Sarata Bakadi, I'm still that guy. I'll bet Java. Jump on the table. Rest in peace, Bujo Mujo, rest in peace, DJ Spooko.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? We were raised on that. It was our staple food, I still love Kwaito even now. I still love Bacardi even now. I still dabble between the consciousness and the happy side of life even now.
Yeah,
but it's a full human experience.
Because your music, when you one person, I would say your identity is deep rooted in the kwaito sound.
Yeah.
Like when we listen to a Bugzito record, that's what we expect to hear.
Yeah. I mean, and it took long for me to even get there, because me coming from the kwaito background that I told you of, Denville was full of if you either hip hop or you're a house head.
Those were the only options.
Me, I'm talking kwaito. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hanging with the hip hop heads and the homies. One of my homies, Atomic number 33. He was a heavy hip hop guy. Like, for me to even be exposed to certain underground artists like Bokeni Bass, Jada Mind Tricks, Immortal Technique, The Last Emperor, those kinds of artists, it was through him. It was through him. Me, I was just a pack guy.
Production, do you know these names?
You know what I'm saying?
Know them?
Me, I was just listening to Pac. Guy puts me on Last Emperor. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for Susie Wong. Have you seen her? He puts me on that vibe. I want sticky fingers. Whenever life like this, he puts me onto that, and that's when my love for hip hop now actually started. Like, even the writing game. Like, I think me, if we're gonna talk the commercial side of hip hop, your Jay-Z's and the BIGs, I came to the party late. Because I was on that sticky fingers.
So when you're into underground, like the underground
I was
sound.
thrown into it. Me, I was a kwaito head. And a Pac head. I was listening to kwaito and I was listening to Pac. And then this guy says, but dog, if you say you rap, you need to. You know, then the Immortal Technique, your Dance with the Devils, you know, those kinds of things. Last Emperor, I still like Last Emperor till today, man. It's very imaginative and creative. Then he put me more into that. Then, you know, why it's my brother, we go through that phase of, real hip hop.
Yeah, one way.
But there was still that thing of me wanting to then bring in the kwaito element. And I think I struggled to get my point across, because most of the producers didn't understand what is this kwaito thing you on.
Because you have a unique sound.
Yeah, and people would say to me, they would say, no, but kwaito and hip hop are two different things. I'm like, I know, but I'm saying, let's make it one thing. I know they're different. I'm saying, let's make it one thing. And while we edit, there's Bacardi. Let's also see how we can. On first start. And only now, people are starting to get it. Only now it's starting to make sense. And I think I was watching some interview Yastogiti the other day, and he said something about AKA's band. He says that when he was doing Tumi and the Volume, the band, what they were playing wasn't hip hop.
Yeah, it was more jazz, ne?
Yeah, sonic wise.
Yeah.
But then he said that it had to take for a Zedok and that age group of artists to be born and grow up in the space that we are in today, but also have influence from the old school to understand both the old and the new and fully appreciate it. Not just understand from key music, key B flat, key F sharp, but to
that's deep.
For them to now be able to give a new experience whereby even the drummer, when he's playing on the drum, he's playing hip hop because he has listened to a Ludacris. He has listened to a DMX. He has listened to a Lil Wayne.
He knows the swing.
He can play it in real time on the drum without programming on a drum machine. Same with the bass guitarist. He can play that groove because he grew up listening to Dreezy. First time he grew up on Future. Those kinds of things. But at the same time, the guy has an understanding of Kohaye. The roots were there. Brahuma Sigela on Fratana Zamajobe. So that thing, even if it wasn't intentional, but the subconscious stores those things. It gets stored there. So now when they have to come back and express themselves, the expression is so wonderfully.
So when you were making this discovery, like where you want to blend all these sounds together, kwaito, a little bit of Bacardi, I'm sure it was, like you said, it was difficult. What was the biggest obstacle for it now, like during that time? Because when you were doing it, nobody else was doing it. Like, I don't even think people knew
it was finding. It was finding the production that would make sense. It was finding the production that would make sense because homies, when they had when they were making beats. I mean, we started on EJ, and EJ was just a bunch of loops, that you put together to make a beat, and then the FL thing came in. Then everyone, when they were learning to make beats, was either hip hop or rebeta kota. There's no in between. And I would say, but are you sure that we can't take this thing and somehow mix it? Yeah, but I think also I didn't know how to explain it. I didn't have the right language of saying, because later on now I would start using terms like, or phrases like, hey, bafethu, take this Bakari song, do this with the tempo, but instead of this rhythm, play that rhythm. Understand? Let's see what we can get from there. Now, understand? But now, I'm finally, for the first time, at a place where I meet homies who do that without me having to explain.
Yeah, because now they've caught on. Because
now it's there. Yeah, it's there. Wow, I mean, even what artists like Focalistic went to do, one understand that it's now when you are an aspiring producer coming up and you see that thing, it can already show you.
And then you can even teach yourself on how to mimic that sound.
So there's no need, and even develop it, my man, or even just take that sound and mesh it up with whatever other stuff that tickles your fancy or whatever. And then get that then
So now there's all of this that's going on, but Bugzito, you coming up with a new sound. Now you breaking all the rules. But why no, I'm going this side.
That has been my sickness.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but that has been my sickness.
I mean, it defines who you are. Yeah. So during all that time, where did you start falling in love with the aspect of you becoming an actor?
So I go to a school called PTHS, Pretoria Technical High School, and then I'm one of those troublesome kids in school, And then I get to grade 9. Then there's an English teacher who comes from England. Funny enough, he had just come from England. I think he was even not so long in the country at the time. He came to find the love of his life, who apparently I think they met online.
Come on!
Yeah, Joe, that man, my man. He's Scottish by birth, but he grew up in London. But me and him, we clicked because of his love for reggae music, because I was into Bob Marley and Peter Tosh heavy at the time.
Okay.
So he was the one who even schooled me on the Wailers, Pani Wailer. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, there was Pani Wailer, okay. So he schools me. And then we had this class assessment thing we had to do, and that's a test sketch. By sketch, I mean a scenario.
Throwing the acting terms there, like we know. How when you said sketch, that
no. We had to perform a sketching and then I think after the class he called me. He's like, yo, what do you wanna do when you finish school? I'm like, hey, to be honest, my man, I just love music, but apart from that, I don't know, cause I don't know where I'm at, mentally, but yeah. He's like, so you don't know what you're gonna study? I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna study when I finish high school. It's like, have you thought of acting? Acting? Oh, what acting? Aye, crazy. I don't know if it's the same year or a year later. Now there was another teacher, an Afrikaans teacher, and me and this woman did not get along. Me and the English guy, we got along. Me and the Afrikaans one,
la clash.
Yeah, like come to a point where me bra nergare nalu enarentse sone, and then you talk, and she turns, and she just sees my face. She's gonna say I'm the one who was disrupting the class. That's how much that woman disliked me.
Before verdict. Guilty.
Yeah, guilty before. Like, dog, I could just be chilling, and just because the noise or whatever comes from my direction, if she sees my face skin, there's no discussion. I don't know how many times I've been kicked out of that woman's class when I was guilty and when I was not guilty. Over that. Yeah, I was just guilty by existence in that class. For the mere sake of me entering the class, I'm guilty. Yeah, now we had a similar scenario for Afrikaans. What? Hey, we do a sketch. Hey, they want the bluff. Hey, what, woof, woof. Hey, what. I don't remember what the scenarios were. Same thing. Calls me. It's like, hey, you know, you're not gonna be in high school forever. You know, what are you gonna do? Hey, man, I don't know. Oh. Have you thought of acting? Yeah? Acting? Me? Hey, you guys are yeah, you guys are crazy.
And this is the second person.
Yeah. I leave. I think we get to grade 8. Not 8, sorry. Can I understand at 8? Grade 10. I can't say that is standard, but I have that thing in my mind. Standard 8, standard 9, standard 10. I don't know why. I sometimes refer to standard 1, standard 2, and yeah. But anyway, no. I think it's because I actually realized it like a few weeks back, or kinda when I was studying primary, or when I was still in crèche, right? There was sub A, sub B, standard 1, standard 2, up to standard 10. But
so
just as I was getting to sub A, it became grade 1. And then it was grade 1, grade 2, standard 1, standard 2, and then as I was getting to standard 1, it became grade 3, and then somehow the whole school system changed. But so I still have both. In your head. And I realized it recently because I was wondering, why do I still talk in standards even though I attended grades? But nonetheless, what was I saying? I was talking about the teacher. Have you thought of acting? Yeah. So now I think when I was getting to like grade 10 or grade 11, there's a time where they have these career whatever expo things. And we go to Pretoria Showgrounds. There's a career expo at TUT. Then we check out. And I'm really not interested in any of these things. And obviously, I'm in a technical school. I'm doing building construction. I'm doing technical drawing. I'm fairly good at technical drawing. And then another subject I did well in, funny enough, was English. And I don't really like English that much, but yeah, I was doing fairly well in English. It's the only subject I was doing on higher grade. Everything else, I couldn't. But I think it's because of hip hop also, because of figures of speech, what. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it, especially once I found a teacher who was able to. Yeah, but nonetheless, we get to this career thing, and then Radaso, I'm checking out. I'm like, I'm not. There's nothing speaking to me here. Then for the first time, like, actually, this acting thing. Let me ask about it. Yeah, then I asked, but there were no people from the department. Drama, but I just asked the TUT. I'm like, does TUT have this drama? They're like, yeah, they have it. Arts campus. Where is Arts campus? I'm thinking Babula Kidia campus. They're like, no, ranking. Yeah, like Evan. Okay, but I do my research. I apply, but I think what I messed up with in my first year is that I wrote first option architecture, second option drama. But this one is full of games. I didn't get it. And then that year I went to Tshwane South, go Atteridgeville, go Zadaga, Gelezada for a year. And then, but as I was there, I think just as I was studying Tshwane, because I graduated matric 2006, and then I became a waiter go Cappuccino Main Lane. And then, yeah. And then Cappuccino's Main Lane waiter. And then February, I'm starting go diving. So as I'm starting, I'm waitering over the weekend. And then during the week, I even tried to buy some but that one didn't go far. But I did try, I won't lie. But yeah, I've been that guy, dog. I even sold airtime in the joke. I was selling anything I could sell. I said, even now I'm selling on Frostara Cuvette. I'm selling, dog. I'm a seller. Yeah, but so yeah, man. So then I'm there, Kokoza. I'm doing these building construction things. Oh, dog, I'm bored to death. I'm bored to death. I remember there's a month we spent when they were building the parking lot, Yago Airport, Central Terminal Parking. We were there, the WBHO, and then I would always run away, go to the toilet, the right rhymes, mufunu.
Come on.
Because I'm bored. Like I have no interest. They're inside the concrete, these concrete slabs. One understand that, like, you know, and then I took some of the little money that I would make, whatever. This time around, I didn't ask my mom for registration, what. Now I was, you know, then I registered for myself. Now this time around, then Kamala drama, second option. I don't know if I did put a second option. I think it could have been entertainment technology. I think so. Because when I remember them interviewing me and I never got the space, but I don't remember in the greater scheme of things who writing. And then, but while registered, so then I start finding out about classes because state theater. So I end up now not being able to do this job, yago cappuccinos anymore. So then I start attending these classes, Sago State Theater. Yeah. I think nearly Tuesdays, and I forgot Marnese every day.
And State Theater was a staple.
Yeah. No. You had to be there at that time. During the time the cyphers were happening there, one first start. I even have a memory of Panic, our mutual friend. The first time I met him, he was freestyling at 4 p.m. Just before 4 p.m. I think from 3:30 he was freestyling. I went into the theater at 4 p.m. He was still freestyling. I came out at 7 p.m. I find this guy freestyling. I'm like, come on. Over that. So I started attending the class daily, and then, but while I'm at these classes, then that audition about TUT comes up, and then I nail it, bruh. I nailed it. Even that class, I was State Theater, when I got there, first thing they did, they offered me a lead role. I don't know anything about acting, but I'm for lead role in the NDA examination show. And as I'm rehearsing that show, another guy is like, hey man, actually, there's another show that we are rehearsing in the State Theater on Saturdays for this 52 seasons Mzansi what festival. You must come and rehearse with us. They give me this huge role, my man. I know nothing about acting.
So good, natural talent.
And they just throwing me in. But that is when I started learning. Because now that's where I start learning. Oh, okay, there's things like this. There's things like this. This is how you handle text. This is how you characterize. This is how you know what I'm saying. And next year then I went to school now. Like proper school, TUT. And then I think when I was in TUT, I tried to not take acting gigs. Because I just wanted to absorb everything I could absorb from that space. And then told myself,
but
when I'm done.
Were you enjoying it during the learning process?
The first time I was committed to school, and I was
the first time you took it seriously.
Yeah, I took school seriously, and I was there, and I was actively now wanting to know which page on the textbook are we on, what's happening. Was there? What play are we reading? What is that? Oh, it's all Fugard. Yes, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Assignments. When is it due? Friday. Thursday night it's done.
Focused,
yeah, I think there's even an assignment that I submitted before time. That's how I was over that. Barkema full. One first that I was one tour for the first time, dog. And I've been on that journey ever since. Yeah.
So now how? Because you know what, Bugzito is one of the most recognizable faces that you will see out there. Because I remember before you started getting the big roles, I was seeing you in ads. Like you just started popping up in different ads and whatnot.
It wasn't ads. Because actually you won't believe that I shot my first ad this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it wasn't ads. You would probably see me playing small roles in shows. So it would be a big show, but I would get one call.
Oh, okay.
Then I would appear just for one day. And then you don't see me for like 5 to 6 months. And then,
what's the whole time we thought we're seeing you in ads?
Dog. It wasn't. I shot my first ad this year. And even that is another story, but I don't want to talk about the ads thing here.
We'll bring him back. He's going to spill the tea.
You'll call me when I'm in my 60s.
So we are known.
Yeah.
What was your first major role? Not big role, but for not personally. What was that role? You be like, okay, so I'm going somewhere.
So when I finished TUT, I got my first theater role in 2012. The State Theater. It was a play called The Black Hermit, written by Ngugi wa Thiong'o, but it was a South African adaptation. And then it was my first acting show that paid me money. And I was expecting my firstborn at the time. I remember the day she was born, I ran out of rehearsal to go to the hospital because Barry, she's on the way.
Yo.
Yeah. That was my first, and that's why when she was born, I had a little bit of money to just give her whatever few
make
things
sure
I could.
Yeah,
and then I've Eastern Cape, and then I became broke. For a long time. For a very long time.
The life of
yeah, now it became, now I started living the real artist life, grinding, you know. It's the music this side, it's auditions this side, and then singing. There's people with scripts, but there's no money. But because we love this thing, we are there. And then after that, after show with Fedil, I'm like, okay, the next 2 weeks there's nothing. I need to be in studio. I'm first time collecting beats, writing, record. Hey Joe, I wanna drop a project. How do I do it? Oh, mang print CDs that side. Hey, kabinete ma braya. Namola print CDs. Start going to shows. Hit up people on Facebook. I saw you have a show on Friday. Can I come and perform? But we can't pay you. Don't worry, I'll be there. Perform. After that, get off stage. Hey, joke, paisa CD, but for you to 50 rand. Yeah, you know. That was literally. That's literally how I would navigate. I would go to places not knowing how I would come back home, but I would end up home, and I still can't tell you how I would end up home. So to a point whereby there's a lot of people who would feel like, hey, Mara, you always go to these events and you never call us. I'm like, because when I call you, the first thing you ask me is how are we gonna get back? I don't know how we're gonna get back.
We'll see that when we
get but I'm going there. Understand? So it's the same thing, but and that was my life for the longest time.
So you'd say the theater role when your daughter was born, that was the first
Black Hermit.
Black Hermit.
And then I did do a couple of them after, but that was the first notable one. And then first TV show that I did, it was a show called The Road. So The Road is they were reimagining Sophia Town, but it would jump from Sophia Town to the current world. And literally, it was also a small role that the character didn't have a name. He was called the Upset Man. I remember I appeared on the first episode while Munewa is performing, because Munewa was the Kofifi princess of the time, singing Choni Langa by Miriam. I think Miriam Makeba has a version of that song, and many other people from that time. So she was performing that song, and then something happened, and then I come, hey, whenever 2J man was full what over that, yeah,
the upset man,
yeah, the upset man. Better to italela ya koso fire tower me bra on slandi wheaty van die mujitas van die Owens van Kofifi af. You understand? Yeah, on speel die mavu, not just he tussen hakkies. You understand? Yeah. Miskien ek het 'n twagge gehad. Die overstaan ons vol van tagara. Overstaan. Altyd goed. Nerle daar. I was an upset man. And then I did a couple of calls with them. I shared that scene with Munewa. It was actually a very big scene because I remember SK Koza was there. There was a couple of notable people. Boga Love the first time, and I was a fan of Boga Love, but I couldn't fan him the way I wanted to because we are co-actors now. You know what I'm saying?
You need to be focused.
I need to be focused, but he was there. What was his character's name? I think he was Ota Bogart, if I remember properly. Was he Bogart? Yeah, Ota Bogart. Yeah, over that. Gilma Balani was in the show. I shared a scene with Nandima Tita as well in the
you are around some heavyweights for that one.
Yeah, and this is my first show, you know, and I'm just an upset man without a name. I shared a scene with kind of what's this lady, Tuli Tavete, amazing lady, man. I shared a scene with her there, you know, and it was good vibes, man. And you know, it was good vibes. Even the kind of people I was working with, the conversations that would happen, and even the encouragement that would come. Or, hey, Joe, you know, you got something, Joe. Keeping on.
So, Benung, how long was this before you landed out? I would assume your most notable role,
which is
On the River. It has to be.
It took years, though.
Yeah,
it took years.
Because every time going there, like,
it took years. It took years, Braga, because I was getting a lot of roles like this. But luckily the others would have names.
Not the upset.
Yeah, it wasn't the upset man, you know. But even upset man, I tried to give him first that. No shot of fellow hi man, check you super. Then Neruto meets a Jake. But that's a story for another day. But I would get a lot of those kinds of roles. I did Isibaya for I think 2 months. Funny enough, the character was Tsepo, which is my name.
Yeah.
What I didn't tell you also was that the other character that I played in the first theater show, the Black Hermit in the adaptation, his name was Bakang, which is my other name. So I've played characters that both have my real names,
your real name
on my ID. But yeah, I don't know what it means. If it means something, people that know, please hit me up.
Chat.
Let me know. Does it mean something? I don't know. Yeah.
Tell him it's about the star sign and the what. Get active.
Because I played 2 characters and both of them had my real names. I'm only missing with a character that I share a surname with. Then I've done it.
Then you've done the full circle.
So yeah, and then Isvaya happened. It kind of almost did something.
Would you say Isbaya was a small role for Wena? How
wasn't small. It wasn't small, but I think at the time I wasn't very comfortable. So there's this thing that used to be a conversation a lot. I don't know if it still is, about the theater actor and the TV actor and the type of acting, the style of acting, you know. So when I did Isbaya, I was too conscious. It was too much. Here, that thing of am I subtle enough for the camera? Am I becoming too big now? What is, you know? And when I looked at the performance, I personally was not happy with my performance there. But nonetheless, we are our biggest critics. Some people say they liked it. I don't know. But it was a job. I was happy. I did it. And yeah, you know, it was an acting role. I was happy. I got to fulfill something along those lines. And then the one for me now, where I feel like, okay, it was Muvhango.
Oh, your role on Muvhango.
Yeah. So Muvhango came at a time when I wanted to quit acting because I felt I'm too broke, guys. I can't live like this.
Yo, so it came at the right time.
I have a child in Eastern Cape. I can't send her money. I can't do anything. You know, I took out Lobola for this woman, but even though I took out Lobola, we are broke. You get what I'm saying? I know the kind of family she comes from. She doesn't know this life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it was starting to mess me up a lot. And then for the first time, I sat down and I typed the CV. I typed the CV. I uploaded it on Career 24.
Come on.
And no jobs came.
Eish.
No jobs came, and I started calling people. Hey, Jokana Ospana call center. Eish, how do I come in, Joe? Eish, you know. And then
squeezing in.
Yeah, and there was something that happened before, but I'm not ready to talk about that thing now. But one day I'll talk about it. But there's something that happened just before that made me feel even more of, I don't want to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but then in the midst of all of these things, my agent calls me. He's like, yo, man, there's an audition for Muvhango, and I think you need to go. That character, man, the way they explain it, you're the first face that came to mind when they described that character. I said, no, I'm not interested, man. I don't want to act anymore. I'm looking for a job. It's like, no, Joe, just go. I want. Fine, I'll go. Sends me the stuff. I read. I was thinking West Dean by the time. So SABC was like a 45-minute walk. I walked all the way, walking, listening to music. I didn't care. That's how much I didn't care. Like, usually when I go to auditions, like, oh, I hope I get this one. I did not care.
You were just disconnected.
That day, Joe, I got in there. There's a lot of us. We do the audition. As we are doing the audition, there's a guy who came. He's like, yo, do you think you can try it like this? Yeah, well, because now you're a bit harsh. Can you just try it like this? I just want to see something. And then I did it. It's like, yeah, okay, no, thank you. Sharp. I still don't care. I'm not thinking much of this thing. I walk back to West Dean, earphones, listening to hip hop. I don't know, it was probably Tupac at the time or Kendrick Lamar. I don't know who I was listening to. I just didn't care. So I go home. I think a day or two later, my agent calls me. It's like, yo, they want you for a call back. I'm like, eh? They what? Yeah? Call back. Or like, now like, okay. Maybe I need to take this thing serious.
Let's get
I need to take this thing serious. And then I prepared now. Now I prepared. Now I'm reading. Now I'm like, okay, what does this guy say? What's happening? Now I'm like, okay, I go. Call back, sharp. Call back, I think we were 8 of us. Call back, better, sharp, pa. He calls me, I think after 2 days. He's like, they shortlisted 3 of you guys. They want a screen test. They want to put you on the set with one of the actors who's on the show, just to see the chemistry or, we go. They even put the whole makeup. Or really, we are really want to shoot this scene. Like, they want to see how we want to look on the set with makeup on.
What's going through your mind, Benung?
Now, I'm taking it serious. Now I'm like, hey, I mustn't mess this thing up now. Now I must focus. So now we get in, there's 3 of us, we are in the makeup room. But before they do our screen test, they're screen testing someone else for a different role. I realize as we are sitting in this makeup room, why can I hear what is happening when I say? I turn around, there's a screen. Everyone is watching. I don't know if someone asked us who's gonna go first or what. I said I'm gonna go first.
Ewan.
Because I realized if someone is if everyone can watch there, and these guys go before me and I see what they do there, it's gonna mess me up here. I said I'm gonna go first. I don't wanna see what these guys are gonna do.
You just want to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Get it done.
I go there. I do my thing. I value the reactions that I got when I came back. I'm like, hey, okay, maybe it was a good thing. But I don't know. But the reactions that they are giving me, hey, it feels like maybe I did something right. Hey, second guy, he goes in. That thing that I was scared of happens to him. He fluffs a line mid-scene.
Ish. He was overthinking,
He's overthinking. That thing that I was scared of, it happens to him. Third guy goes, that one kills it. That one, he kills it. I made peace right there and there that I might not get this role, but if I watch this show and I see that guy's face, I will understand. I think I even shook his hand. I'm like, my G.
That's a nice take.
Dog, you killed it. It's like, dog, you also killed it. I'm like, no, dog, you don't
understand. Your industry sounds intense. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't understand.
Yeah, you're a better man than me, eh?
You killed it.
Better man than me.
Dog, I got a call 2 days later to say that, no, you got the role. So there's going to be a briefing with the cast that the writer is to, the direction that the story is going to take, and what. So now they explain this is the character, Terence Mulloy.
Is this your first big one?
Yeah, this is now, that's what I'm saying. For me, this was the one.
This was the one.
Because now another thing that happened was that they said, Ejo, the man, he must act in that Spitori For the first time now, there's someone who's saying acting Spitor. Because the whole time when I get briefs, it's so to Stswana. And there's a certain level of discomfort that I have. Because for as much as Motswana by bloodline and my dad and
some things don't come natural to him.
Because of the environment I grew up in. So Setswana is I can speak it, but to a certain extent. So now, for the first time, they're like speaking Spitori. That thing you did in the audition, do it.
Do that.
Yeah. Now, even when the scripts come, they translated everyone's lines except mine. Because who's gonna translate for me? What's up? And there, my man, I had fun. I wonder if we're talking about fun acting, like on Muvhango, I had fun. I knew I was gonna only be there for 2 months because they told me prior that this character is gonna die. So you are here for 2 months. But in that 2 months, I made sure that
you enjoyed yourself.
I enjoy every moment. I would sit at home with a script every night and say bona. Now literally sit and deconstruct the whole thing. Try and understand who's this guy. Why is he bothering these people so much? Because literally he was bothering Omfrotana. Apparently, so the story is like they killed his dad long ago, and he doesn't know what happened to the remains of his dad, and now and all he wants is to find his dad's remains and go do a proper burial for them. That was his thing. But yeah, my man, like I would sit every night. I remember I would sit every night and just go through those lines over and over. Go and try and understand but how did he get to this point? What is how did he all of these things, but and when I would get on set to just have fun and then get talebo mamvathi swandaga daso papa doja kete dati dumisani Bradumisani Lamin. No, I guess that's how I found out about her existence in the first place. I know I'm name dropping, it's fine.
No, you're an actor.
No, but the thing is, Doc, that is because I was that excited. That's why I remember. That's why I have these memories of
So good for Valley. This is the one where
Muvhango is the one. Then the river happened, and I had 4 more. I'm like, a Pitori show, and I'm not in this show. How? And I see my friends, dog. Like I see a guy who was my classmate. He's in this show. Another guy who was my classmate. He's directing on the show.
What?
One first time. And I auditioned, but I didn't get it. So I'm like, okay, fine, life goes on. And then another audition came. I went to audition again, but this time it wasn't like a specific audition for a specific role. I think they were just auditioning as many people as they can to see who can fit what role for what. And they were doing The River and another show. So they were auditioning all of these.
All at the same time?
At the same time, same place. All of us reading the same script.
Yeah.
So you don't really know
what role you could end up anywhere.
Yeah, and then this other day things get bad again because there were things always have a moment where it's and then it's and then it's and it's up after Muvhango now. And then I tell my wife, I'm like, we need to move from where we stay. The rent is too much. I can't afford this thing. We can't afford it. We must go. We must downgrade. We find a place called Tefontein. My bra. That get thug life. Tefontein, my bra. Yeah, and now we're expecting my second born.
Yo.
Once her. She's not happy, but I'm insisting that we can't do this to ourselves.
It's the only way to survive.
Yeah, we can't do this to ourselves. We move to Tefontein. We get a nice big flat, 3-bedroom, but literally the 3-bedroom cost what a bachelor, I don't know, in 4 ways would cost probably. But it's spacious. So the one room I set up a studio there. because we had bought equipment over the years while we were getting jobs here and there. We started buying monitor speakers, microphone, set up the studio in the one room. This is the kids' bedroom. Sharp, the other one, main bedroom. It was nice and spacious, but that area, my man, was not the one. But we were always indoors nonetheless, so we were not really like, wow. Then on the day that I moved, as I was taking like the last stuff from Kamole, I checked my phone, 6 missed calls, agent, Evan. Araba phone, sharp, my bra. I've been trying to call you, and I couldn't find you, and now the river wants you to come and shoot tomorrow.
Evan.
Tomorrow, yeah. Where? They tell me the place. I'm like, I just moved from that area that you're talking about. Like, I was literally staying there.
Eish.
I just moved. But nonetheless, we discussed the logistics. Fine. Then I get in the river, and then we shot the river, and I was to later find out that I almost died 4 times. Yeah, I think I found out on the last day when we're just looking back, and I almost died 4 times. But I don't know, between the writers and whoever in the rooms felt like,
keep it going,
don't kill this guy. I understand. So it's I always say that one, it's this small one, it was her job, it wasn't mine. It was her gig. I get it, the older one, she had the theater show. This one, her job was the river. Now that the river has finished, now I'm back to my own grind now, hustling for my own things now. Because all of whatever I accumulated during that time was for her.
So Bugzito, don't you find it strange? Wait. So we're now
they came with their own resources.
So first one, it was the Black Hermit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second is the river. Guys, okay, look in the comments, like, don't you?
These kids, they came to this earth with a plan, though.
Nah.
Yeah, because I didn't have a plan. Personally, I didn't have a plan. I remember the frustration I had when I knew that I'm about to be a father. But the frustration wasn't that I'm about to be a father. It was, how am I going to do this thing?
How do I provide?
I was anxious and nervous and scared and excited at the same time. I'm excited, but how do I do this?
The back of the mind, the fear is there.
And I had to learn this thing of, don't fear. Sometimes you must just let life.
On that note, now I need to ask. So, Bugzito, to people who are watching you there, because it's not for the easy. Yeah? It's not for the easy. So, if you were to give advice to someone who's watching you and wants to get to where you are, because for now you look at it differently. To you, obviously, because you are experiencing it, you are within that moment. To us, looking from the outside, like, I won't even lie, every time I would see you, and I think the reason why I'm so attached to the river is because I know you. So when I see you in the river, I'm like, give Bugzito. Like, I felt like you were playing yourself. So for someone who's watching, what would your advice, like, advice that they normally wouldn't get, but real advice, since now you've walked that road, what would you say?
Joe, for me, I know it's not a copy and paste for everyone. Our experiences are different. But I think the one thing that seems universal for me, you need to, how do I put this thing without sounding too philosophical?
When I speak your truth.
Yeah, you need to firstly be real with what you say you want to achieve. That's the first thing. You have to be real. If you say this is what I want, you have to be real about that. Don't come here and say I wanna act because when I was young I liked such and such a character and I feel like I can be like him. Yes, it is a basis of that, but apart from that guy, do you feel that you you have the, what do you call this? I don't want to say the etiquette. Yeah, but I guess it is. But the hunger enough to say, okay, if I don't get this for the next 5 years, are you still gonna pursue the thing?
Real advice. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, are you still if in the next 5 years, or let me make it a bit more extreme, in the next 10 years, you still haven't reached that dream of that guy you saw on TV that you idolized and you see yourself there. If in the next 10 years you still don't see yourself in that position, are you still gonna go ahead and hustle for this thing? If your answer is no,
it's not for you.
Find something else. Then the answer will be yes too.
On my side, I'll say one thing. Bugzito's third. Whenever you decide to come, it means it's going to go into another role. We don't know what it is yet, but since all of you guys are coming with plans, so clearly the next one, you know what? The next Hybe movie, ne? Hybe movie. Number 3, come prepared. You're going to put your dad in a movie.
But
it's a beautiful layout of things. You know, the elders when you marry,
dog. I know we live in different times, but I think if you find someone who's a good person, dog, and you guys click and you support each other, it's a blessing. And I know not everyone is fortunate enough to be in that position, but if you do find such a person, please don't mess it up. Like, if you do find such a person, please don't mess it up, because Lena, my wife, she really helped me through it, dog. We were in it together, but she was my biggest cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? She was my biggest cheerleader through it all. I understand. Even in times when I felt like, hey, Joe, you are lying to me.
You can't be trusted.
You are lying to me. What do you mean? You know, but she would reassure me, my G. You know, she would really reassure me, and certain things. When I would come back and like, hey, Joe, why is it? Maybe a certain achievement or a certain acknowledgement. She was like, but I did tell you.
Yeah.
You know, I did tell you.
It was like that.
Yeah, baby, man, you did, man. But it happened now.
So before we go, Bugzito, last question.
Damn, we're going already.
Yeah, man. Because you know,
but didn't I talk too much?
No, it's not even that.
Did you ask all your questions?
I need to talk to production. We need to extend.
Did you ask all your questions?
Yes, no,
okay.
I did.
Okay.
I was kind of exposed. Bugzito can't be inside.
No, I felt like maybe I took over.
I think now my segment must be extended, because you know what I mean. We need to extend.
Yeah.
Last question, Bugzito. Okay. What would you say? What more can we expect from Bugzito? Do we see more Bugzito the artist, or are we going to see more Bugzito on the screen? Like, what can we expect? What's next for Bugzito?
Right now, I there's definitely music that's coming. There's definitely music that's coming, and I think the like where I am in my life now, like the way I've packaged the music now, I think I'm feeling like, okay, now everything that I've been trying to get you to understand, here it is. It's here.
Plus, people know your sound.
Now it's like Wanswara Braga, you know, even age, experiences, everything, like it's there, Wanswara. And obviously, screen, my man, I can't confirm anything for you right now, but that's not gonna stop. That's not gonna stop. Not anytime soon. Yeah,
no, the sign out is gonna be epic today, because Kana Bugzito already the upset man.
Upset man.
I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna outro mo.
Hey man, wat gaan dat zo man? JC duro says so man, ons wil boogie man. Ons wil boogie. JJ kom un takara. Hey man, spiel, you gonna sing or what wena?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the PodHouse.
Hey,
and
tada.
this is your boy.
Shout
and you already
out,
know what it is. Young Conversations.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guest,
Wambrastara,
Bugzito.
hey, tada.
Lepara Lapitori.
Bona, shout out.
Get
man.
active in the comments. You already
Yeah.
know what it is. It's
We
the
out here,
PodHouse.
we out
Live.
here. Hey Joe, hey Mapili. Social media. Instagram.
Mara Bugzito. I'm sure una di sticker. mo.
Instagram.
Una di
Bugzito
sticker.
012.
Come on.
Facebook. Bugzito. X former Twitter. Bugzito. What's the other one? TikTok. Bugzito.
Come on.
Bugzito.
Come on.
I just had to throw it in, man.
Ha. Young Verbad. Facebook. Young Verbad. Twitter. No, X for my Twitter. Young Verbad.
Joe Brayaga, dog. You should allow me to do things like this. So Brayaga, man.
You already know what it is,
Yeah.
man. You see the type of guests I got on?
Yeah.
Get active in the comments. Who you wanna see next?
Don't give me my second
and like I said, number 3, how old? Movie for Papa How.
But I got what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Number 3, I got the ring at the man, bra.
Love.
Upilo batura, Joe. I don't be or number 3. Got to Toma Viag.
Revenge it to the microphone.